Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a how-to brow edition. I'm gonna show you how I do my brows. This isn't a, oh my god, you have to do your brows this way, this is the only way you have to do your brows. No, this is how I do my brows. And then if you find this helpful, that's great. If you're starting out and want to learn how to do brows, I think this is a great way to learn. But yeah, this is just how I do my brows and what works for me. And I just wanted to share with you guys on how I do my eyebrows. So let's jump right into the video. Okay guys, so before we start, I do want to give like a little disclaimer. This is how I do my brows for myself. Some of you may not have the same brow shape as me or the same brow hair as me. But this is how I personally do my brows and how I learned how to do my own brows. So maybe some of the steps I do will make your brow routine a lot easier. So before we start, you want to make sure that your brows are clean. I stopped getting my brows waxed back in like 2016 and I have just been tweezing them ever since. Be careful not to, over pluck. A lot of people like to over pluck. So if you do tweeze your brows yourself, you're just going to want to clean up the obvious hairs like right under the brow. If it gets too close to like up here, I suggest you leave it. So let me just tweeze some brow hairs. So basically get any hairs that are closer to your eyelid area, not your eyebrow, but your eyelid area, like down here. And then when you clean above your brows, typically the same thing, don't get too close to your actual brow line, just like the hairs above it. Okay guys, so after you have a clean brow base to start with, you're gonna take your favorite brow product. The one I'm currently using is the Maybelline New York Tattoo Studio Brow Pomade. This is the color black brown. Super similar to the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I think that's what it's called. But funny enough, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Duo Brush in the number 7B. So it's just a spoolie on one end and then a brush tip, an angled brush tip at the other end. First of all, you want to make sure that your end is super flat and sharp. And then we're gonna start. We're just gonna coat one side of the brush. Actually, just kidding. We're gonna coat both sides. I like blanked how to do my brows. Wow. All right. And then like there's this quote that I always see some people say, like your brows should be twins, not sisters. If you have automatically like natural identical brows, congratulations to you. But for me, my brows are definitely sisters. They are not twins. I don't know if you can tell, but this one just arches a little bit up more naturally, while this one just kind of goes straight and then down. So for me, I just follow the natural lines of my eyebrows. I don't try to tweak the shape. But yeah, if you have naturally symmetrical brows, congratulations. Am I jealous? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, we're just gonna coat both sides of the brush. Okay, I zoomed in just a tad closer so that you guys are able to see. Yeah, we're just gonna quickly brush out the brow in the direction that you want it to go in. And then we're gonna start where the arch is, here and then down. So you're just gonna kind of outline it. Draw a line that outlines the bottom arch. So right there, just from the arch all the way down. And then you're gonna kind of press flat against your brow to continue the line going forward. Like that. And then you're gonna make it go to the sharp way and continue the line lightly with a light hand. Notice how I haven't dipped back in yet because you want it to create an ombre effect from light to dark with your brows. And then we're just gonna lightly, with the light hand again, kind of fill in the front of the brow. And then just drag it harder as you get to the tail of your brow. And then every so often you're gonna wanna I press super hard on the spoolie to blend the color through so there's no clunks. Like so. And now is when I dip back into the pomade. Again, coat both sides. And we're gonna start on the top of the brow. Same thing like we did on the bottom, we're gonna do in the top. Start at the arch, and lightly, you wanna do it with a light hand so that way you're not messing up. Outline the top of the arch. See, for me, I'm following the hairs. And then just drag it down. And as you drag down, you can start to fill the tail. Ding. So you can already see that it's a little light for me right now. So we're just gonna go back in with more pomade and darken up the tail a little bit. Going back under the arch. And then with a light hand in the front, kind of feather out the color. Just some key things for me just to remember: more pressure on the arch and a light hand in the front of the brow. You can already see it's going from light to dark. Then you just fix up any little spots as your heart desires. I'm fixing the middle of my brow. And then remember, spoolie through so that it all blends together. And there is one brow. As you can see, it's just kind of straight and then down. Like I said, that's my natural brow shape. But I want to show you the difference between my right eyebrow and my left eyebrow. So like the other brow, we're going to start under an outline. And then push it up flat and continue to draw the front. And then, you know, the sharp side, and kind of drag it out, but with a light hand. And then fill a little bit as you drag that out. Spoolie. Same thing for the top. Start where your arch is and gently outline it. And then drag down to create a sharp tail. And then as you drag down, you can fill in the tail. Do you see how it just naturally kind of goes up then down, whereas this one's just super straight? That's just how my brows have always been. Can't change it, and I won't change it, but yeah. And then same thing, you're probably like 70% filled. Just fill as you see fit, however you want to do your brows. And remember, spoolie through the brows so there's no clunks. And when I say clunks, I mean like clumps of pomade. Alright, you guys, as you can see, both brows have been filled. Now, one, you can either leave it like this, or if you're like me, there are some little mistakes that you want to clean up. So if you want to stop here, you can, or you can clean up a little bit, which is what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna go in with the Morphe Concealer or any concealer of your choice and a detailing brush. With me today, I have the BH Cosmetics detailing brush in number 16. So we're actually gonna just take some concealer from the spoolie, loofah? What's it called? Dua? The loofah's for the shower. Spoolie's for your brows. There is a word for this part. like this little part, but I forget what it's called. But anyways, we're just gonna take some of that concealer onto our detailing brush and then start like we did with the brows, under the arch first, and then drag it out. And then as you go, you can grab more concealer. And then for the front of the brow, I like to make little dots. And then drag out those dots, connect the dots. Just like that. And you can see it's created like a sharper line in the front, which is what I personally love for my brows. And then back in with more concealer, we're gonna clean the top of the brows. So for the top of the brows, I start actually in the very front up here. And I just kind of drag out the concealer to shape the front first. And then with whatever concealer is left, I drag the rest and outline the brow and then blend out the concealer so it's not so hard. Sometimes I use my fingers to blend out the bigger clumps of concealer, and then I'll go in with the brush to get in the smaller. So I'm gonna take my finger, drag, and boom. That's basically it. So I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other brow. All right, guys, and that completes the second step of how I do my brows. I do one more step, which is adding brow gel. I personally use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. It's the clear one, not the colored ones. I've been using this for like the past 5 years. It's amazing. We're just gonna take some and brush it over our brows. I like to use this because it helps keeps the tail part of my brow in place. And then it just creates an overall cleaner look for my brows. All right, guys, this is the final outcome of my brows. As you can see, I did follow the natural shape of my brow. One is a little more archier, the other one's straighter. Again, personally for me, my brows are sisters, they're not twins. I wish they were twins, but this is what works for me and what I like to see in my face shape. So hopefully you learned a tip or two from this video. You know, hopefully you could take something from my brow routine and implement it into your brow routine. Let me know down in the comments what you think about how I did my brows, or if you've learned anything, or if you have any video suggestions. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Left to left, everything on the box to the left. Oh, I got a new ring light, by the way. My old one, the legs of the ring light, the stand legs, one of them was broken, and so it was hard to, you know, make it stand. So I just bought a new one off Amazon. This one was only like $30. Except I kind of like this light better. I feel like it's brighter. I'm not sure.